Perfect. We are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Fleming Film Show with me, Justin Doyle. No, with me,
No.
Robbie Fleming, and joining me as always is Justin Doyle. Don't worry, we're not swapping bodies today. That would be cool. But yeah, I'm Robbie Fleming, and this is Justin Doyle. Hello, Justin.
Hey, Justin. It's me, Robbie. Nice to meet you again. How's it going,
Sorry,
buddy?
I'm good. I'm good. So in LA, do you have to go around fighting vampires?
No, I don't. Unless, you know, some of the old Hollywood people, seem like they could be vampires. But I'm not chasing them, and I'm not being chased by them. So, why?
Because this movie on Netflix came out, Day Shift, and because this film features the legendary rapper Snoop Dogg, I thought we'd talk about our top 5 favorite films starring rappers.
Beautiful. Is Snoop Dogg on your list?
One film with Snoop Dogg in is on my list, yes.
Okay. All right. Then
Well, my
I'll wait to.
favorite rapper of all time has only been in one movie, so.
Nice. I'll talk about Snoop Dogg's not on my list, but I'll talk about him later when you talk about it because I do have a fun movie that I want to bring up with him in it. So
Awesome.
Cool. Yeah, we are doing top 5 favorite rappers in movies or movies that star rappers. Yeah, these are not necessarily my favorite rappers. I'm not really. I love rap and yeah, I mean, who doesn't love old school hip hop and rap? And then, but it's sort of become it's not existing anymore. It's like mumble rap and sort of like
we have a
like
grime
techno rap.
scene and we have a grime scene here in the UK.
Oh yeah.
That reminds me, I have to change one of my choices. Actually, now I've just said that.
Yeah, it's just not the same as it used to be, and J. Cole may be kind of doing it, but
I love J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar and Anderson.
Yeah, Kendrick Lamar,
because they all kind of bring in the old school kind of vibe, but people like Migos and Gucci Mane, they all kind of mumble and you can't understand what they're saying. Plus, their stuff doesn't seem as meaningful as Kendrick or Anderson or J. Cole.
Yeah, in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, there was just like a plethora of them. Like there was always, Lil Wayne, Eminem. There was always rappers that were on the scene, and it just doesn't seem like it's happening much anymore. Like everyone's excited when a new Kendrick album comes out because he's the only rapper. We have female rappers. Cardi B's doing great. Nicki Minaj.
I love
Megan Thee
Doja
Stallion.
Cat.
Yeah, she's more poppy, I would say, hip hoppy than she is a rapper. But yeah, we have some good female ones. That's great, and that should keep continuing. But yeah, rap just doesn't seem a big on the scene anymore as it used to be. But what's great about the industry is that they can turn their music career into an acting career and give us some fun movies. And so that's what we're going to be talking about today.
Yes, and I finally picked 5 films I'm settled with. Since you went first with summer films, can I go first with my number 5?
Do the honors.
Right, so my number 5 is a movie in the MCU, which has had a lot of rappers in. You might be thinking I picked Ant-Man because a rapper called T.I. is in there. If you know one of my favourite celebrities ever, Donald Glover, you know he has a rapping career on the side called Childish Gambino, and he is in Spider-Man Homecoming, which is my number 5.
Tell us about this movie.
So this is after Captain America Civil War. This is Tom Holland's first Spider-Man film, and it's about him trying to balance out his high school life and his life being Spider-Man. Very similar to what we've seen in Spider-Man 2, but with a new setting and a new fresh arc and a new kind of story that exists in the MCU. So they're trying to tell it different, that he lives in this universe of all these characters in, whereas obviously the last two franchises have just kind of been Spider-Man's his own thing. But yeah, I think the way how they did this one, this is my second favorite in the trilogy of the MCU trilogy. And I think that this is a really good intro film for this Spider-Man, that you get to see his life with his friends Ned and MJ, and you get to see him obviously see how he is with Tony Stark, and you get to see him like trying to try out being Spider-Man, and he's got the Vulture to deal with, who is more in the game for Tony Stark, but Peter kind of gets in the way, and that's when he becomes an issue. And that's when these villains and heroes start fighting.
You like No Way Home over Homecoming?
Yeah, of course I do.
Okay. Yeah, I love this movie. I believe it's in my top 5 favorite all-time Marvel movies. Civil War is definitely in there, but I love Spider-Man Homecoming. I think it's great. Because Civil War is the great introduction to him, but this is a great continuing of that story. And yeah, I love all the characters in it. You know, I'm a big Zendaya's bae over here, so we love Zendaya. And then also Marissa Tomei as Aunt May is just fantastic. So fantastic choice, great pick. And what does Childish Gambino do in this movie?
He plays his character's technically an Easter egg. He plays a criminal trying to buy weapons off Michael Keaton's character. And he plays Aaron Davis, who is also a villain in the Marvel comic books called The Prowler, and his nephew is Miles Morales, who becomes Spider-Man later on.
Beautiful, nice.
So I'm hoping to see Donald later on in this franchise as either. Well, I thought there could be a lot of things, really. I think he could show up in Black Panther at some point. I could also think that he could show up in the Thunderbolts movie as the Prowler, or he can do a Miles Morales movie as his kind of mentor / Uncle Ben kind of character, like we've seen in Spider-Verse.
Nice. You and I were talking about Everything Everywhere All at Once and Doctor Strange before the show started, and I have to say that No Way Home, to me, did the best multiverse out of the 3.
Definitely.
Yeah. But, yeah, great pick. This is one of my all-time faves, MCU, so I am happy with that. With what we normally do with the breakdown, Spider-Man Homecoming has a rating on IMDb of 7.4. We're going to talk some big numbers here because its box office or its budget was $175 million and its worldwide gross was $880.1 million. Rotten Tomatoes score is 92%, audience score 87.
Nice.
Good pick. All right. My number 5 has similar ratings, similar scoring. Came out a little bit earlier, though. Well, a lot of bit earlier. There's a lot of movies that I could have went with this actor, but I talk about him a lot, and I pick, all of his classics, the ones that make him really sing, ones that, he gets nominated for Oscars for, but I want to go with a fun movie, one that he had a strong run of coming out with movies on Independence Day, July 4th. I'm talking about Will Smith, but I'm talking about Men in Black. 1997.
Yes. I love this movie.
Yes.
I'm going to make a quick drink. Tell me all about it.
All right, great. Yeah. I don't get to talk about this movie a lot. It doesn't come up in our lists and stuff, but when Men in Black came out, it was a huge hit. Everyone was talking about it. And again, Will Smith had Independence Day, come out July 4th. He also had like Wild Wild West, Bad Boys and stuff. So he was like the king of Independence Day. And this movie was a hit. 1997, we have Tommy Lee Jones, Will Smith. He's a cop, and aliens come down and crash down on the Earth. So He gets recruited by Tommy Lee Jones, and then mayhem ensues when it comes to alien world and other life forms. Vincent D'Onofrio plays Edgar in this movie, who I just freaking love.
He's one of my
love his
favorites, Justin.
Yeah, his character work in that movie is just so impressive. I know they gave him makeup and stuff, but he really owned it, and I just think it was a lot of fun. You also have
More
Linda
sugar.
Fiorentino. Yeah, sugar. Linda Fiorentino, Rip Torn. Who's the the guy from Monk?
Tony
Shalhoub. Tony Shalhoub, yeah. Just fantastic, yeah. Yes. But Will Smith, you can tell, is having a great time in this movie. I mean, even Rip Torn's having a lot of fun. Tommy Lee Jones just looking, like he did when he was 12, pretty much, just like an old man having a good time. But this has great weaponry. It has good CGI. It has great action. And if you can enjoy an action flick where Will Smith is running around shooting people, but instead of people, it's aliens, and still enjoy it, I think that's a hit for me. So my number 5 is Men in Black. Will Smith is a great, he's a PG rapper. He doesn't rap with swear words. He doesn't think he needs it. And he is the star of Men in Black. So that is why
he does like to swear on live TV.
Yes, he sure does. Yeah. He likes to do it live and in person or on TV, but not in his raps. Maybe he should rap always, and then he won't ever swear.
Yes, I love this movie, and I love the other 2 in the trilogy, but I hate Men in Black International with a passion, and I would love to talk about that when we're doing worst movies one day.
Ooh, that'd be a lot of fun. Like worst movies in a franchise or something. This movie did spawn Men in Black 2, Men in Black 3, and then Men in Black International, where Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson are in Paris.
You could tell that Chris was meant to be Tommy Lee Jones and Tessa was meant to be Will.
Yeah. It had some fun parts, but it kind of just could have been called something different, and who knows. Men in Black has a IMDb score of 7.3. I don't know if it did as good as Spider-Man. Its budget was $90 million. Worldwide gross was $589.3 million, so pretty darn good. Rotten Tomatoes score of 92%. Audience score 79. Pretty good. Yeah, Rosario Dawson's in number 2, and that's good for me.
Yeah. It's just a shame they got rid of Rip Torn out after the second one, as Emma Thompson doesn't really do anything justice to 3 or 4 either.
Yeah. It's it's just weird when you do sequels. But they should have kept Rip.
Yeah, they should have. But I think he got fired because of his alcoholism. He was a known drinker.
Yeah. Booze will get you. All right, what's your number 4?
My number 4 is a little crime thriller that I absolutely love. It's from 2001. This movie stars Denzel Washington. Ethan Hawke also stars not 1 but 2 rappers, Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg, and it's Training Day.
Good pick.
I love this movie.
It's all about Training Day.
So Training Day is just this one day in Los Angeles where Denzel Washington takes Ethan Hawke on his first day out in the field. And as the plot keeps going forward, Ethan learns how corrupt Denzel is as a policeman. This is Denzel's first proper villain role, and he is just perfection in this role. This is one of my favorite Denzel Washington performances. Probably my third. The second being Fences, and obviously number 1 being Malcolm X.
Yeah, gave him the Best Actor Oscar here.
Which he should have won for Malcolm X.
Sure.
I know
Direct.
I've not seen the Al Pacino film, but I can imagine Denzel's performance being better than his.
Directed by Antoine Fuqua. He loves working with Denzel.
And I think this is his strongest film that I've seen of his.
Yeah. He's a really good director. Lots of music videos in his beginning career. Let's see what his first movie was. Bait. Yeah, and then Training Day right after. That's great. Tears of the Sun, King Arthur, Shooter, Brooklyn's Finest, Olympus Has Fallen, The Equalizer, Southpaw, The Magnificent Seven. I really like the remake of Magnificent Seven. I haven't seen the original. Equalizer 2, and then Infinite, the one that came out recently with Mark Wahlberg.
You said it wasn't that good.
Yeah, good director. Yeah, Training Day's phenomenal. I mean, it's just like you said, one of Denzel's best performances. It's got a lot of acclaim. I believe Ethan Hawke was nominated for supporting role. So
Dr.
it's just really
Dre
good.
and Snoop have 2 supporting roles. Snoop's wheelchair-bound gangster, and Dr. Dre's a detective.
Yeah,
he's
Macy Gray's
he's
also
one of Alonzo's corrupt members.
Yeah, Macy Gray is also in this, who's an R&B singer. Even Mendez is in this, who's just fantastic. And written by David Ayer, who I believe, he has like his own little trilogy with this movie. Did he do? Yeah, the Tax Collector is the third of the series when it comes to Training Day. So Training Day was first. And then, or maybe, Training Day, then End of Watch.
I love End of Watch.
And then the Tax Collector, or maybe it's Harsh Times, Training Day, then End of Watch. Or no, okay. It's Training Day, Harsh Times, then the Tax Collector. It's like a trilogy.
Ooh.
You know Harsh Times with Christian Bale?
I need to see it because you just mentioned that name.
Yeah, you got to see it. Really, really good pick. 7.7 on IMDb. Budget of $45 million. Worldwide gross is $104.8 million, so it's pretty good. Rotten Tomatoes score 73%, but audience gives it 89. Great choice. All right. My number 4, I'm going with a lady here, a lady rapper. This is just something that everyone knows that I love this series of movies, and I love musicals, and I love Sister Act, and I love Sister Act 2, Back in the Habit, co-starring Lauryn Hill of the Fugees, and Emancipation of Miss Lauryn Hill, I think. She is a rapper. Yeah, she's a rapper, and she's fantastic. And she's great in this film, too. I think she puts on one of the better performances in Sister Act 2, Back in the Habit. This movie, I just love it. I was shown it at Sister Act when it came out as a kid. My grandmother showed me it. And, of course, she loved it because it was, like, Christ-based. And, it was a little bit edgy, but still had messages into it. Lauryn Hill in this role, she goes to this school, and the nuns, teach the school, and she goes into a music class, and her mom doesn't like her going down that route, so there's a little bit of struggle there. And Whoopi is trying to still have her rise to her full potential, even though she's being blocked by her mother. And she's a breakout star in this film. I think her voice is amazing, and she's She gives a really, really good performance where she's just kind of mad all the time, but then when she sings, it's soulful and meaningful. And yeah, this movie is just a lot of fun. It's the sisters back together. This time they're just teaching the school and trying to win the competition, the singing competition. Also starring Kathy Najimy, Maggie Smith, of course, and yeah, Miss Lauren Hill. Jennifer Love Hewitt also is great. Have you not seen this?
I've only seen the first Sister Act, and I loved it.
Yeah. This one definitely has a lower rating, 5.6 on IMDb. Budget of 38 million, worldwide gross only 57.3, and then of course Rotten Tomato gives it a big smatter 19%. Audience score 61. I talk about these movies a lot, so I don't need to keep talking about them. But Lauryn Hill, I wanted to, get a lady in there, and she's a fantastic rapper. The Fugees is one of my favorite groups of all time, and and she's in Sister Act 2, one of my faves.
Nice.
1993.
Excellent. So my third, I just had to put in a little last-minute addition because I love this movie. Wow, and this would have been in my top 3 if I remember to put it in there. But I also had to put this other film in here that represents part of the UK. My first film I'm going to talk about is Guy Ritchie's The Gentleman, which stars grime artist Bugsy Malone. And my other choice is one of my all-time favorite movies. It's directed by the legendary late great Mr. John Singleton, and it's Boys in the Hood, starring Ice Cube.
Yes.
I had to put these two on this list.
Tell us about The Gentleman first.
The Gentleman, obviously, as you know, I've spoken about this before. Matthew McConaughey is this big American weed dealer operating in the UK, and everybody is after his weed fortune. He's got Charlie Hunnam as his right-hand man trying to sort everything out, and Bugsy Malone plays one of the boxers who trains under Colin Farrell, who starts stealing stuff from McConaughey and puts Colin Farrell in this position that he doesn't want to be in, and has to help Charlie Hunnam's character sort things out. Bugsy Malone delivers some brilliant jokes in this film.
Yeah.
And he's got a very distinctive northern accent as well, which is really, really iconic.
Is it the character, the rapper? What is he up to in this one?
He's a boxer.
Okay, cool. And then, do you like his music?
I like a couple of his songs. He's one of the better grime artists in the UK.
Oh, he's grime. All right.
Some grime artists in the UK can be a bit pretentious because they're all into politics. But Bugsy, I think, just cares about making music and stuff.
Nice. Yeah, I liked this movie. It was like one of the last movies to come out before pandemic really shut us down, and it was a lot of fun. Yeah, Henry Golding's in this movie, Hugh Grant, and all the ones that you've said, and yeah, it was just it's definitely a Guy Ritchie film. Has Guy Ritchie written all over it, but yeah, different story. As far as like, I guess, the weed dealer, but still thugs, still, trying to strong arm the next person next to you. But yeah, really, really good. Solid pick. 7.8 on IMDb. I don't know if it's going to have much. Budget of 22 million, worldwide gross is 115 million. So it did really well before it got, crapped on by a pandemic. 75% on Rotten Tomatoes, 84% for the audience. All right, now tell us about Boys in the Hood.
So Boys in the Hood is this classic Stand By Me story that told in more California in the 90s. The film starts off with these four boys who get to crime, and Cuba Gooding Jr. is moved from his mum's house, who's Angela Bassett, and he is moved in to live with his dad to kind of toughen him up a bit. iCube's one of his mates. Cuba's friends with his cousin Ricky Baker, who has the most tragic thing happen to him in this movie because he was the one that was most successful. But yeah, when they're all adults, obviously Ricky and Cuba's character grew up to be these nice boys, and Ice Cube just kind of comes out of prison and is this like thuggish kind of character. And this film just has so many great performances, especially from Ice Cube, Cuba Gooding Jr., and can't remember his name, but he is a really, really good actor. What's his name? Really, really iconic. Morris Chestnut.
Oh, yes.
But Lawrence Fishburne, Angela Bassett, them two steal the show in this movie completely. I don't know why, but they always seem like actors who have like good chemistry with each other. And of course, one of your favorite directors is in this movie, Miss Regina King. And Nia Long's in this movie. I like Nia Long.
They were Nia Long and Regina and Ice Cube are together in Friday.
Nice. But yeah, overall, I think out of all the John Singleton films I've seen, this is his best film. And it's weird. I found out something interesting. Apparently, when they were like setting up the cameras, he'd sneak off to play his Game Boy.
This is on my list, so I'll talk about it in a minute.
Sweet.
Yeah. All right. My number 3 is, you just did your number 3, right?
Yeah, it was both them two movies.
Yeah. My number 3 is a movie that could have been on Biopics. We could have talked about this movie. This rapper is definitely one of the all-time greats. He revolutionized rapping in itself in his own sort of way. He's not
even though Ice Cube and Dr. Dre revolutionized it, who I've just mentioned.
No, yeah. Can I speak, please?
Yeah, sorry, bro. Sorry, bro.
I'm about to get there. Just hold on a second, because you'll understand once I say it. Revolutionized the way that rapping sort of went down. He's not your typical rapper because he's white, and I'm talking about Eminem in 8 Mile. He revolutionized the way rap is because he's a white rapper. He doesn't rap normal like the way normal rappers do. He is fast, but he also does voices and cadences, and he also can slow it down and sort of sing, right? He's just one of the all-time greats. I mean, he's
my all-time favorite rapper. I've seen the man live. He's incredible.
That's pretty great. Yeah, that's huge. From the year 2000 to like 2010 or 12, he was the biggest name out there. He was around when he was the boy bands and the girls were around, Britney Spears, stuff like that. So he made fun of him and got his name by doing it. He also talked the truth and talked badly about his mom and stuff, or truthfully about his mom and about his kid, and about his baby mama. He just did it differently than what we are normally hearing. And that's why I was saying that he revolutionized. But yes, of course, Dr. Dre is behind Eminem, but also Dr. Dre has revolutionized the world of hip hop and rap. But this movie came out in 2002. I was working at the movie theater at the time, and I saw it probably 8 times. It was just so amazing. Yeah, because of 8 Mile. The acting is phenomenal in this movie. I mean, Eminem is just so good. I mean, it's his life, so it was real, but also Brittany Murphy is just a delight to watch. You also
I'd
have Kim
like to see
Basinger.
him do a movie where he's at the height of his career and he has to bounce back. I was thinking
that's a good.
because he has this rivalry with Machine Gun Kelly at the moment, he could play the rival rapper.
No, nice. The legendary Kim Basinger's in this movie. Mekhi Phifer. We also have Taryn Manning, who's on Orange Is the New Black, and Anthony Mackie, our new Captain
Clarence.
America.
Clarence,
And then
Captain America is called Clarence.
Yeah, Captain America. And then a crazy actor to be in this movie, but one we all love is Michael Shannon.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Brittany Murphy because I love Brittany Murphy.
I already said her. She was the second person I talked about. Yeah, this is pretty much his story. It's a young rapper struggling with every aspect of his life, wants to make it big, but his friends and foes make the odyssey of rap harder than it may seem. This is the struggle, and the struggle is real, and Eminem is real, and this movie is awesome. That is why it is my number 3. I love the color of this movie. It's like really grimy, green, grays. Yeah, a lot of it just shot at night. It's a really special movie.
Eminem's kind of like Elvis Presley in rap.
I like it.
Yeah. Do they both kind of have like African
7.1 on IMDb
styles with their music, and they're both white?
Yeah, but I guess Eminem gives the credit to where it was due.
Yeah, definitely.
7.1 on IMDb. Budget of $41 million. Worldwide gross $240.8 million. That's incredible. And the Rotten Tomatoes score for 8 Mile is 75% with an audience score of 54. Dang. That doesn't seem good or sit right with me.
Friends who love Eminem love this movie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's great. Awesome. All right. What's your number 2?
So my number 2, as you know, was my favorite movie of last year. This is an ensemble kind of comedy satire. You can call it a comedy, you can call it whatever you want. But there is a rapper called Scott Mescucci in it, and he's also known as Kid Cudi in the rapping world, and he is part of the ensemble cast of Don't Look Up.
Yeah. Kid Cudi. So tell us about Don't Look Up, one of your favies.
Yes, Don't Look Up is Leo and Jennifer Lawrence, who are astronomers trying to warn the world that an asteroid is colliding with the Earth. And they're trying to warn everybody about it, but nobody cares. The government are just trying to make money off it, and this tech billionaire's just trying to find a way to escape. I mean, you've also got, let's just name the whole cast.
Yeah,
Rob
I was
Morgan,
going to say...
Timothy Chalamet, Ron Perlman, Jonah Hill, Himesh Patel, Melanie Linsky, Meryl Streep, and Cate Blanchett. What more do you want in a movie out of this fantastic cast?
Ariana Grande.
Ariana Grande and Kid Cudi have a role in this movie. They're lovers, and they have a brilliant scene in this movie where they sing the main song of the movie, and it's called Just Look Up.
Yeah, it is one hell of a movie. I didn't like it as much as you did, but I loved all of the Meryl Streep.
You're just part of the media that wants to slag this off because it slags off the media.
I don't care about that. I'm not. I don't even look at media stuff. I just read the Rotten Tomato score and the scores of stuff just because it's interesting in the box office, but. I go to a movie and watch a movie for me, myself, and I, no one else.
So you really don't care about the issues it's addressing and the controversy it's caused?
Yeah, I care about the issues, but I'm not like I'm not somebody who's going out there and trying to make a difference. I just do what I can myself to make a difference.
Exactly.
Like
That's it.
California, we have a drought going. I use a lot less water. But I drink a lot of water, so I guess.
Nice.
But anyway, I try to do what I can where I am, but I'm definitely not. What do they call them? An activist or anything.
No, no, no. I
But
stick up for a lot of issues, but I wouldn't call myself an activist yet.
yeah, like I couldn't go out and do like the protests when they were doing them here. Like
No.
not only just because of COVID, but it's
No, and
like
I couldn't do all the awesome stuff Leo does to save the environment either.
yeah. But yeah, I do what I can by just treating everybody the same equally. Who doesn't matter who you are or what you are.
Exactly.
Rob Morgan's also in this film, who was in Just Mercy, which we talked about in our courtroom scenes or courtroom
Rob
movies.
Morgan is one of them actors who deserves more hype and recognition than he gets. Like, he's a better actor than most actors working today, and he just always getting these small roles. He's like the Philip Seymour Hoffman of today.
He did a couple years ago. He starred in a movie called Bull. He was the lead in that, and he was just phenomenal. Really, really good.
I can imagine.
Yeah, directed by Adam McKay. I don't know if he said that. And it doesn't have much budget. It was a budget of $75 million, and it only grossed $791,000. It is a pandemic movie,
but it was the most watched movie on Netflix.
Yeah. It came out perfect Christmas, so of course they're gonna watch it. 7.2%, 7.2 on IMDb, 55% on Rotten Tomatoes, 78 audience score. So,
more of an audience pleasing and a critical success.
Yes. But it was nominated for Best Picture, so I mean, to me, that's success.
The only two I think it should have got nominated for is Best Score and Best Editing, because I really like the editing in the movie.
Good choice. Good choice. Do you like Kid Cudi?
I like that song he does with David Guetta, but that's about it. I've not really explored much of his music.
I did some stand-in work for a TV show that was on IFC called Comedy Bang Bang. It's based off of a podcast, and he did it like a sit-down late night talk show host sort of way. And he had a band leader, and his first band leader was Reggie Watts, and then his second leader was Kid Cudi. And when I did the stand-in work, Kid Cudi was there, so I got to meet him, and he was really nice.
He was the presenter.
Yeah. No, he's the you know how they have a band leader?
No, yeah, he was the presenter.
Oh, like who's the host?
Yeah, the host.
Oh, his name is Scott Aukerman. It's based off of a podcast that went on TV.
Oh, I thought it was that Nick Cannon show you worked on.
No, it was different. This one was in LA here. Yeah. Anyway, all right. My number 2 was already mentioned. It's Boys in the Hood. I of course could have put Friday in. I mean, I can have Friday be here tied with it, but I talk about it so much. It's one of my all-time favorites. I just didn't think that I needed to put it on another list, so I went with a different Ice Cube movie, and one that you already talked about is Boys in the Hood. I mean, it's similar to Friday, where it sort of has the same cadence and troubles, but elevated to a whole different levels. Just very aggressive with the music and the reality of it. I mean, it makes it so real, like and harsh and hurtful, but real. Like these the connections that these guys have with each other is super real. But what's really at the core here is that it's hood, it's gangs, it's violence, and it just, it happens. We just follow these three young males living in Crenshaw Ghetto of Los Angeles, dissecting questions of race, relationships, violence, and future prospects. Just in that description alone, it just seems so rough. But it was nominated for 2 Oscars, for Best Director by John Singleton and Best Writing also by John Singleton, which is huge for a movie.
Fleming Awards for Best Director and Best Original Screenplay. I don't know why I chose John Singleton over Jonathan Demme, because I thought that with Jonathan, he just got 3 good performances. With John, he got a whole cast of African American actors to play the roles perfectly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just a beautiful, scary film, and we no spoilers. Something tragic happens in this movie, and it really takes the movie on a whole. It sucks life out of you as an audience watching it, and then imagine what they go through because it happens to them, all the time. But yeah, just like you said, Cuba is in this movie. Lawrence, Ice Cube, Angela Bassett's fantastic. Morris Chestnut. He had a great TV career. And then, directed and written by John Singleton, who's a fantastic director.
I only like one other of his movies, and that's Four Brothers.
I love Four Brothers. I played around with having that on my list. I haven't seen Poetic Justice or Higher Learning, but I know those are great. I've heard great things. He did the 2000 Shaft movie. Baby Boy was on a lot of lists for movies when I was looking up, of the list. Too Fast, Too Furious. And it looks like he's been playing with TV, doing Billions and Snowfall.
And he died in 2019, bless him.
Yes, bless him.
He was only 50, I'll just say.
Oh, jeez. Okay, so with that, we have Boys in the Hood's IMDb rating is 7.8, so the highest so far. Box office, the budget $6.5 million. Worldwide gross is 57.5, so that's pretty darn good. 96% on Rotten Tomatoes and 93% audience score. Pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. So, are you ready for my number 1?
Yes, I'm ready.
Right. So, my number 1, I went with a completely different direction. This is a movie starring Mr. Mark Wahlberg. If you do not know, Mark Wahlberg had a short-time rap career with as Marky Mark in Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. But he moved on to an acting career, and I could have picked as many Mark Wahlberg films as I could. Like I said before, Brothers, I could have also picked Ted, Boogie Nights. I wouldn't pick the last 2 Transformers movies, or I could have picked one of your favorite movies, The Fighter. But the movie I did pick, starring Mark Wahlberg, is probably the best director he's worked with, who's gotten the best performance out of him. This movie won Best Picture in 2006. It's a remake of the Hong Kong classic Infernal Affairs, and it's Martin Scorsese's The Departed.
Great choice. Tell us about The Departed.
Oh yeah, you probably think I'm always Leo biased with my list. To this stars Leonardo DiCaprio, Matt Damon, Jack Nicholson, Mark Wahlberg, Martin Sheen, Ray Winstone, Vera Farmiga, Anthony Anderson, and Alec Baldwin. So Jack Nicholson is this big-time Boston gangster. He's kind of groomed Matt Damon's character into being a mole for him in the Boston police. And Leo starts around the same time as he does in the academy. And Leo is told by Martin and Mark to go undercover in Jack Nicholson's gang. And these two do not meet till the bitter end. And let me tell you, this ending is absolutely mind-blowing. The Departed is one of the best films Martin Scorsese's ever made, probably the best script William Monahan's ever written. I've not seen Infernal Affairs, but it's always been on my list. The cinematography just captures Boston perfectly. The music and the soundtrack is just gorgeous. And of course, and Thomas Martin's working with his best friend by the looks of things, Miss Thelma Schoonmaker, who edits all his movies. And this movie is really edited really well. But yeah, it's one of the greatest films ever to star Mark Wahlberg. And it's a great performance given to, even though he's only in this film for 10 minutes and plays an absolute arsehole, he's just perfect playing this character. He was nominated for Best Supporting Actor. I gave him my Fleming Award for this performance. And this also won Best Picture, Best Director, Best Adapted Screenplay, and Editing. And it's the only film Martin Scorsese's ever won Best Picture and Best Director for.
Yeah, it's a bona fide classic. It's crazy that Mark Wahlberg is a nominated actor. I mean, he deserves it for his commitment to acting, and movies. But yeah, fantastic film, nominated for 5 Oscars, won 4. Number 39 overall on IMDb, top rated movie. That's insane. Which is just it's telling you that you're right in what you're saying. Best movie that Martin Scorsese's, one director picture.
Mark's the only person that was nominated for an acting performance. I always say because him and Matt Damon are actually from Boston, everybody else puts the accent on, that they're the 2 best performances in the film.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. An all-star cast. Anthony Anderson's also in this movie, and looks like one of Mark Wahlberg's brothers, Robert.
Is that Robert? Yeah, I thought it was.
So, James Badge Dale, who's been in some stuff. He's good. Yeah, just a great mobster movie. Probably one of my favorites. Like, it just got it right, It just got it right, and we miss Jack Nicholson.
We do.
Come back to us.
I hope he's enjoying retirement, though.
Yes, this takes the IMDb top rating is at 8.5 with 1.3 million entries, so that's huge. Budget of 90 million world. That's probably a lot to the actors. Worldwide gross $291.4 million. Rotten Tomatoes gives it 90%. Audience scored 94%.
Nice.
Yes. All right. Here we go with my number 1. Are you ready?
Is it The Fighter?
It absolutely is The Fighter. Yeah. It's funny that you and I both picked Mark Wahlberg movies for number 1. Yeah, this is the last time I'm going to have this on a list because I do also talk about this movie.
If we talk about David A. Russell films at some point, then you have to have it on the list then.
Well, that would be mandatory, but I'm not going to voluntarily put it on my list anymore because I do talk about a lot. I mean, to me, this movie is Christian Bale's movie, but Mark Wahlberg is the co-star. Amy Adams is also fantastic in this movie, but yeah, it's based on a true story. I did have this on Biopics recently of Mickey Ward, a boxer who tries to escape the shadow of his more famous but troubled older boxing brother and gets his own shot at greatness. Yeah, this is about brothers, Mickey Ward and Dickie Eklund. Christian Bale's Dickie, he is a addict. He loves meth, and it just makes him so wacky and wonky in this movie. But the performance that he gives off, all the cadences are real and true. He lost weight for this. My favorite scene, I've talked about it before, is when his mom comes over to the house where he's doing crack and he jumps out the window. It's just, he's up on the 2nd story. But yeah, Christian Bale won Best Supporting Actor for this. Melissa Leo won for Best Supporting Actor. or actress, but it was also nominated for Best Picture and Best Performance by a Supporting Role for Amy Adams, Best Director, Film and Editing, and Best Writing. And yeah, Marky Mark was a rapper. Now he's an actor, as you had mentioned, and he is he's the star of this movie. But it's his co-stars that steal it, and I believe that because Mark Wahlberg saw and was working with such fantastic actors around him, that he needed to put on his A game, and I think he did. This is one of his better performances.
As well as
The Departed. Well, he only was in it for 10 minutes. This one, he's in it for an hour and 56. So
like
it was for a longer duration. He was great in that too. But for a longer duration, he acted really well in this movie. And for me to say that about him, nothing against him. He's but he's not going to go down as one of the greatest actors.
No, he's just
he may go down as a great
that you can just put on a film with him and go, he's all right.
He's a movie star,
Yeah,
but he's not a great actor.
He's not the best, but he's not
him.
the worst. I wouldn't put him on my worst actors list.
No. And again, the commitment that he gives to movies and film is like that's me. I just wanted to be.
He's better as a dramatic actor than a comedy actor, I think. Because he's shoving in loads of comedy like Ted and Daddy's Home now, and it just kind of made him kind of typecast a bit as this like comedy actor.
Yeah, and he's always just the same. It's me, Mark Wahlberg.
Exactly. When The Departed, he's playing a dickish cop. In The Fighter, he's playing a big-headed boxer. And in Boogie Nights, he's playing this big-headed guy who wants to be famous. Those are characters he should be playing.
Agreed. Man, I want to watch The Fighter right now. 7.8 on IMDb. I saw this in theaters, loved every second of it. It's one of my all-time favorite movies of all time.
I'm jealous of
top
one
5.
of my friends because she saw it in cinemas.
$25 million budget. Box office worldwide gross is 129.1, and IMDb the Rotten Tomato score is 91% with an audience score of 89.
Nice.
Whew, what a couple of good lists here.
And we have one match.
Well, yeah, in your tie, yeah. Let's count them down. Let's do it. What's your number 5?
Spider-Man Homecoming was my number 5.
I have, and then also say your rapper in it.
Starring Childish Gambino, a.k.a. Donald Glover.
Awesome. My number 5 is Will Smith, the rapper in Men in Black.
My number 4 is Training Day, starring Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre.
Oh, by the way, I wanted to mention a Snoop Dogg film that I enjoy. It's a little bit wacky, and I'm sure it's not a lot of people's favorite, but I love Starsky and Hutch.
Same.
And he plays the big bear or golden bear
Huggy
or whatever,
Bear.
Brown bear. I enjoy that movie, and Huggy Bear. I have a great time, and he's great in it. But Owen Wilson and Ben Stiller are just awesome. I love Starsky and Hutch. So that's an awesome rant. But okay. My number 4 is Miss Lauryn Hill, the rapper in Sister Act 2, Back in the Habit.
My number 3 is a tie between The Gentleman with Bugsy Malone and Boys in the Hood with Ice Cube.
Yeah, I meant to say my number 4 was Sister Act 2, but yes. My number 3 is Eminem in 8 Mile.
My number 2 is Don't Look Up. Along this ensemble cast is Kid Cudi.
My number 2 is the aforementioned Ice Cube in Boys in the Hood. Could have been Friday. Also, if it was Friday and The Fighter can be changed. Like, I can't pick which one's better. So, but I do enjoy The Fighter over Boys in the Hood. But I don't want to put Friday on the list, so Boys in the Hood is my number 2.
And my number 1 is The Departed with Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
And my number 1 is also Marky Mark in the Fighter. Any also rants? Any?
8 Mile was one of them. Ant-Man with T.I. Idris Elba has a rap career, so I could have put an Idris Elba film on this list. I probably would have put the Suicide Squad on here.
Oh boy!
I had to check the cast list of a lot of my favorite movies to see if there was a rapper.
Yeah, right. I know. Yeah. Some other big
American
ones.
Gangster, RZA's in that, and Idris Elba.
Set It Off is a big one. I haven't seen it though. Bad Boys could have been on the list. House Party with Kidden plays really, really great. Juice with Tupac.
A lot of Will Smith films for me could have appeared on this list.
Yes. Most Def, The Italian Job.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is the
also,
film I like with Mos Def.
How High is a great movie. If you take away what it stands for and what it means, it's good. It's based off. It's like a weed movie, but it's a fun, good movie. Hustle and Flow.
Oh, and there's a couple of 50 Cent films I like. I like Get Rich or Die Trying, and the other one I like with him in is Den of Thieves. That's the one I like with him in.
Yeah, Den of Thieves, yeah. Menace to Society, and also Straight Outta Compton.
Nice.
All right. Sweet. That was a good this is a good list.
Lovely. Yeah, do you
Riz
want to
is
go first?
What's up, buddy? Riz is a good actor, rapper. One that I do want to mention is Dope. Dope is so good. It had A$AP Rocky in it, but the movie itself is just so good. Have you seen that?
No, I'll have to give that a try.
Yeah, it became a series, but the movie is what is so good. Came out in 2015. It has Shameik Moore in it, who's an up-and-coming actor. Yeah, A$AP Rocky. But it's Rick Fox is also in it. But it's life changes for Malcolm, a geek who's surviving life in a tough neighborhood after a chance invitation to an underground party leads him and his friends into a Los Angeles adventure. It's a good film.
Nice.
All right.
Right. Do you have a recommendation for this week?
Yeah. This one's I'm doing Worth the View movies on it today. It's called Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. This is an A24 movie. It's takes place in one night. It's co-starring the girl who was in Borat 2, Maria Bakalova.
Nice.
It also has the guy who just broke up with what's her name, the Kardashian.
Pete Davidson, the
Pete Davidson,
film me and you first worked together on.
That's right. King of Staten Island, that's right. Pete Davidson, who to me, he's such a goofball in all these movies, but I laughed out loud at a lot of the stuff that he did.
I love Pete Davidson.
Maria Bakalova is in it, who plays B, is great. Also, Lee Pace, who's in, great movies. Like, he's a great actor, but a movie that I really like with him is The Fall. He's the older one in this movie, but it's mostly about Generation Z and how they overreact to small things and make it bigger than what it really is. But they play this game.
That sounds interesting because it's kind of my generation.
Yeah. They play this game called Bodies, Bodies, Bodies at Pete Davidson's house while they're having a hurricane storm party. So they're partying while there's a hurricane.
Is it better than the Fox cartoon shows? They did a trilogy of like Family Guy, Cleveland Show, and American Dad all did this trilogy during a hurricane. It was just really slow.
Yeah. No, it's a party film, but also has like horror elements to it, and yeah, it's great. 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, so it's doing great, and as far as critics liking it, but yeah, it's just a fun film. I don't want to say much about it because yeah, it's silly and but whatever.
Nice.
Yeah, Bodies. I recommend if you can get it at a theater near you, but I assume it will be on VOD shortly.
Awesome. And my recommendation for this week, I managed to see it early, but it's Decision to Leave.
Yeah, tell us about it.
So this is kind of similar. This is kind of mixed between Vertigo, Memories of Murder, and In the Mood for Love. This is about a murder that happens in the mountains, and the detective looking on the case forms a relationship with the widow of the murder victim. And this is a well-directed movie, well shot, score's brilliant, just everything you kind of want to see in terms of like a romantic mystery drama. And there's a lot of good fun twists in it as well, what you don't see coming. I had very high expectations for this movie because obviously it won Best Director at Cannes, and this actually beat my expectations. And this is the only movie where I've had high expectations for, and actually beat them, and that's why it's my favorite movie of the year so far.
It's your favorite movie of the year. Wow. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
If you get a chance, check it out whenever you can.
Oh, I will. Did we talk about Prey?
I've seen Prey. Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah, also go see Emily the Criminal. That's out. That was one of the movies that I saw at the TIFF, the Toronto International Film Festival. That one's great. Yeah, check those out. And okay, what are we doing next time?
Cody is joining us, and we're going to be talking about our favourite British comedy movies because the new Fisherman's Friends film is coming out on Friday.
What is it?
Fisherman's Friends once and one and all. There was a film called Fisherman's Friends from 2019. This is the sequel to this movie. I watched the first one yesterday.
Oh, okay.
It's about a record executive who's been pranked into signing these fishermen that sing sea chanties, and they become a big success in the UK. And the second one's about how they balance out this new success.
Okay. Let me see a list of these British comedy movies.
Well, if you know the films of Edgar Wright, you know 3 of them.
Or the Guy Ritchie, right?
There's Guy Ritchie.
All right, I see enough. Well, let's see. Is it comedy? Okay, never mind. I'll figure it out. Cool. All right.
As long as they're set in Britain, directed by a British director, and have a British production company under them, that's fine. No Woody Allen movies set in the UK, just in their band on this list.
Band? All right. Sweet. Okay, cool. So that is next week with Cody.
I'll be fair and let you have rom-coms on there as well. So I know you love rom-coms.
Some of them are good British comedies. So, okay, great. Let's do it.
Yeah,
that would be awesome. Yeah, thank you for everybody for viewing. Tell us your favorite movies with rappers in them down in the comments below. Give us also some suggestions for topics to
and
chat
like
about.
And subscribe to my YouTube channel where this podcast exists on. You check out Justin on Worth to Be Movies on everything you can find him on. Check out me on Robbie's Reviews today. I reviewed The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Tomorrow I'm going to be talking about my top 10 favorite movies set in a day. And coming up on TikTok will be my first time takes on Day Shift in a sec.
Very nice. Yeah, I had a small little viral TikTok happen. I mean, very, very small. But there was like a poster for a new Roadhouse movie with Conor McGregor and Jake Gyllenhaal. And I posted that and was like, this could be coming out. And people just went crazy for it. And in like one day had 10.5 thousand views and like 200 comments and stuff. So it's pretty cool. It just kind of skyrocketed just for that for some reason. So yeah, definitely go check out my TikTok and all the other stuff on Worth the View Movies.
Awesome.
And until next time.
Until next time. Bye, Justin.
Bye, guys. Thanks for joining.
Yes, thank you for watching. Thank you for joining. That's actually on my Spotify playlist.
Yeah, I just got this tea.
Nice one. All right. Bye, everyone.
We'll see ya. Bye, guys.
See you later. Bye-bye.